Over 12 million older American households, nearly 1 in 3, now spend more than 30% of their income on housing, and 6.7 million pay over 50%, which is considered severely cost-burdened. In California, only 16% of buyers can afford a median home. And in places like San Mateo, the income needed to qualify is over $500,000 per year. Nationwide, just 28% of homes are affordable to the average household, while higher borrowing costs have erased $30,000 in buying power over the past 5 years. For many older Americans, this is not just about numbers, but about dignity, stability, and the fear of losing independence. That is why Elon Musk's 2026 Tesla tiny house stands out. Affordable, self-sufficient, mobile, and built to restore control rather than drain it. Subscribe. And remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss updates on the future of housing. Affordable housing today, how real is it? 1. Construction methods across the U.S. Today's low-cost options split into manufactured homes and modular homes. Manufactured homes follow the federal HUD code and are delivered on a steel chassis, then anchored and inspected on site. Modular homes are also factory-built, but they must be set on a permanent foundation and comply with local building codes like site-built houses. The promise here is factory precision and fewer weather delays. But the reality is you still need a legal lot, proper siting, and local approvals. So the factory speed advantage can be muted by on-the-ground process. Materials are chosen to hit a low sticker price. Light framing, panelized interiors, simple roof systems. Newer HUD code homes outperform pre-1976 mobile homes. Yet multiple studies still find older stock and some budget models. Trail site-built homes on insulation and air sealing. For buyers on fixed incomes, that trade-off pushes costs from a purchase price into future energy bills, which is exactly where affordability often collapses. 2. Costs. On paper, manufactured homes look compelling. The national average new manufactured home price sits near $124,500, and a single section averaged about $83,800 in March 2025. The catch is that those figures exclude land and local work, so they understate the real impact on a household budget. Local fees then pile on. And Nahavi's 2024 cost study shows typical line items, such as permit fees at about $7,640, impact fees around $6,367, and water and sewer roughly $6,260 on a new build. Their primer also notes that impact fees averaged about $16,394 in 2024, and every $1,000 of impact fee adds about $1,200 to the new home price. That math matters for modest buyers because a few thousand at closing can permanently price out tens of thousands of households. Carrying costs are the stealth budget killer. Harvard's JCHS finds homeowners. Insurance is up roughly 74% since the Great Recession, even after inflation. In California, regulators approve an emergency 17% State Farm increase beginning June 2025, and Florida's average premiums are cited around $8,770 per year in 2024, far above national norms. These are not abstract numbers. They land as higher monthly outflows that can erase the cheap house advantage in a single renewal. 3. Time to build. Factory construction compresses build time, but site work and permits still set the pace in most places. Census-based analysis shows a site-built single-family home averaged about 10.1 months from permit to completion in 2023. Manufactured homes often run about 2 to 4 months from order to move-in when land and utilities are ready, and modular projects commonly land in the 16th to 31-week window once design and approvals are underway. The takeaway is simple. Factories can help, yet the public side timeline is still the bottleneck that families feel. For limitations in use, energy burden is where many budgets quietly fail. Research from ACC shows energy costs per square foot are roughly 50% higher in manufactured homes than in site-built single-family houses, and a meaningful share of residents carry energy burdens above 10% of income. For older Americans on fixed incomes, that means uncomfortable rooms and volatile bills that undermine stability, even when the mortgage is low. Location and ownership structure add more risk. Many buyers do not own the land under the home and instead pay a lot of rent. In Florida, median lot rent nearly doubled from 2015 to 2023, according to a statewide analysis of census data, pushing retirees in manufactured home parks to cut other essentials or move. That is why policy is changing. Oregon approved a 6% annual cap on space rent increases for larger manufactured home parks beginning in 2026. Lot rent inflation can turn an affordable home into an unaffordable monthly home in just a few years. Climate exposure and insurance reinforce each other. Mobile and manufactured homes are disproportionately sited in risk-prone areas, and older or improperly anchored units are more vulnerable to wind and flood. New HUD code units installed to standard are far more resilient, but siting and anchoring still drive outcomes. Insurers price those risks, which feeds back into monthly costs. 5. Is access easy? Financing is often the tripwire that buyers underestimate. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports about 42% of manufactured home purchase loans are chat loans secured only by the home, not the land. Chat loans typically carry higher rates and fewer consumer protections than mortgages, which raises monthly payments and long-run risk, even when the home itself was cheap. Even if you clear financing, supply is short where it matters most. NLHC's GAP report estimates a shortage of 7.3 million affordable and available rentals for extremely low-income households. On the for sale side, NAB's 2025 work finds roughly 75% of U.S. households cannot afford a median-brick new home at prevailing rates. That combination explains why so many would-be buyers age out of the process before ground ever breaks. What's the single biggest downside of today's affordable homes for you? Land permits, monthly costs, build timelines, financing, or high energy bills from poor insulation? Leave comments below. Tesla Tiny House 2026. The shock to affordable housing. 1. Price and access model. At $8,789, X works. The base unit must be radically simplified with a compact footprint, basic envelope, and standard off-the-shelf components. That is precisely why the number is powerful. Typical new manufactured homes in the United States sell for many times more, and even single-section models often land north of $80,000 before land. By anchoring the conversation at $8,789, you put ownership back within reach of households that cannot clear a mortgage under today's rates. The financing math reinforces the point. A buyer who cannot pay cash could still keep control with short terms that resemble car financing rather than a 30-year mortgage. At a 9% APR, the payment is about $4,152 per month over 24 months, about $2,794 over 36 months, or about $218.71 over 48 months. That keeps the decision focused on a manageable monthly rather than a lifetime of debt. The other key to access is sitting. If the home could be placed in an RV park, a tiny home community, or treated as an ADU in a compliant backyard, the buyer avoids the largest barrier in affordable housing, which is buying land. In short, the price tag opens the door. The short term keeps it open, and flexible siting gets someone into a home without the land hurdle. 2. Energy and utilities with a grid-first strategy. At this price, full energy independence comes later, not on day one. Go grid first so you can move in now and pay normal utility bills. Then add off-grid pieces as you save. A careful tiny home uses about 5 to 8 kWh per day. An efficient refrigerator about 0.7 kWh. Lights and small devices 0.3 to 0.5 kWh. And a small seasonal air conditioner 4 to 6 kWh. A 600 to 800 watt portable solar kit in an area with about 4 peak sun hours per day makes 2.4 to 3.2 kWh per day, covering roughly 30 to 50% of that use. A 2 to 5 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion phosphate battery keeps lights, electronics, and the refrigerator on for 6 to 18 hours. Typical prices are within reach. 2 kilowatt-hours of lithium iron phosphate battery, about 400 to 800 United States dollars. 5 kilowatt-hours, about 1,200 to 2,000 United States dollars. 400-watt foldable solar panels, about 400 to 700 United States dollars. A 3 to 5 gallon mini tank water heater, 150 to 250 United States dollars. And an under-sink water filter, 60 to 150 United States dollars on grid, 200 watt-hours per month at 18 cents per kilowatt-hour is about 36 United States dollars. This step-by-step plan keeps upfront cost low, keeps comfort from the first day, and lets you upgrade only when you are ready. 3 durability and low maintenance by design begin at the roof, because water and sunlight are the fastest ways to ruin a small structure. Use polyvinylidene fluoride-coated corrosion-resistant steel panels in the 26 to 29 gauge range on a minimum roof pitch of 3 to 12. Beneath the panels, lay a high-temperature synthetic underlayment and run tape at every seam. Fasten everything with stainless steel screws and sealing washers. Then finish the ridges and eaves with pre-bent steel trim and add simple metal gutters. Built this way, a tiny house roof routinely delivers 20 to 30 years of service in non-coastal zones with only light maintenance. Carry the same logic down the walls. Frame with kiln-dried softwood studs, size 2x4, in at 16 in on center. Sheath the exterior with 7/16-inch oriented strand board. Taping every seam with acrylic sheathing tape to create a continuous air layer over that. Install a drainable water-resistive barrier and a ventilated rain-creen gap of 10 millimeters using furring strips. Skin the walls with corrugated polyvinylene fluoride-coated steel siding to match the roof. Is light, tough, and far more weather-tolerant at this price point than thin fiberboard or softwood cladding. Control heat, cold, and moisture from the inside out. Place mineral wool bats rated R13 in the wall cavities and R19 to R30 in the roof. Mineral wool is non-combustible, sheds incidental moisture, and keeps its thermal value over time. On the interior side, install a variable parent's smart vapor retarder to manage seasonal moisture flow. Finish with moisture-resistant gypsum board at 1/2 inch. All edges with a paintable sealant and apply 2 coats of washable interior paint. This assembly stays warm, dry, and quiet without exotic materials. Keep the floor dry and pest-resistant. Use pressure-treated joists, an exterior-rated plywood subfloor at 3/4 inch, and a galvanized steel belly pan below to shield against road spray and rodents. Seal all underside penetrations. In cold or humid regions, add closed cell foam at 25 to 50 millimeters to block vapor drive. Inside, install click-lock vinyl plank flooring with a wear layer of 12 to 20 milliseconds, so any damaged plank can be swapped in minutes. Choose openings that seal tight and are easy to replace. Fit double-pane low-emissivity vinyl windows in common sizes such as 24x36 in and 36x48 inches. Set each unit on a sloped sill pan. Add a back dam bead and fully tape the flanges so bulk water can never reach the sheathing. Tie the shell together with galvanized hurricane ties at every roof-toe wall and wall-toe floor connection so it resists travel, vibration, and storm winds. Finish with durable sealants and hardware. Use sill-modified polymer or polyurethane sealant at all exterior joints. Specify 304 stainless steel fasteners for inland sites and 316 stainless steel fasteners for coastal sites, steel fasteners in coastal air, and compressed gaskets at every penetration with metal above rain-creen steel walls. Mineral wool in the cavities, smart vapor control inside, a treated and sealed floor system, and robust fastening throughout. The envelope stays dry, stiff, and reparable for a decade and beyond, while every replacement part is off the shelf and low cost. Do these materials make this the most durable and affordable tiny house at $8,789? Comment Tesla Tiny House if you would trust this build. Time to keys and deployment speed. Tesla Tiny House turns waiting into a sprint, moving from the bright factory line to your pad in 2 to 4 weeks. Repeatable modules come together in days. Paperwork arrives pre-bundled, and the home rolls in like a product, not a project. Utilities click into place in about 10 business days. Then a 1 to 2 day on-site checklist completes the handoff. You are not building walls. You are unboxing a living machine, plugging it into the world, and stepping inside. By design, you skip contractor roulette, fewer weather holds, fewer surprise change orders, fewer strangers in your yard. A clear delivery window lets you plan like a move, not endure a build. The payoff is calm and controlled. A compact, sturdy space that shows up on time and starts paying you back.